painted stains, datings and vogues. No love for them lanes who left the game exposed. Out here in the Bay, we don't play that shit. If you got a problem, then say that shit. I'm an old school player that broke the mold when they made me.
History of the Bay Day is back for our third annual event, Sunday, November 9th at Public Works in San Francisco. You can grab early bird discount tickets right now for only $20, and I'll see you November 9th for the third annual History of the Bay Day.
When did you first meet Messy Marv?
Messy Marv. That's a true story I told G-Man. People thought I was playing. I met him at a picnic. I met him at the same get-together that Too Short had in Fairfield, where they were shooting at each other. I guess that was Too Short and them Too Short partners shooting at each other. It was a gathering at that park. What's the big park in Fairfield? Right when you get off where Nations is?
The Infirmary.
Yeah, it's only one big park. Secret used to have a office across the street from there.
Okay.
It's a main street. No Face Phantom know the park I'm talking about, because his stuff is there now. I'm in line, and then a little short dude with a little afro. I mean, he looked like he looked like he had on the turtleneck, but maybe it just, you know what I mean? It just, for some reason, I see a turtleneck when I see him. No joke. He like, you saying Quinn? Yeah, I know you my cousin Big Mo and Dika Steuben. And I went to St. Dominic's with Big Mo and Dika. And, you know, he was cool, you know what I mean? He was cool. And he ended up being in Fillmore all the time, I guess, after he graduated from high school or something. And he had a perm, and his name was going around. And, you know, Trev G.
Because he's originally from Pittsburgh.
He's from Pittsburgh. He from Fillmore? He from Pittsburgh.
He's like adopted by Fillmore.
He's
basically
like a weekend warrior, like I was in Lakeview.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I understood the concept of, you know what I mean? He wasn't...
and he got family out there, too.
Yeah, he wouldn't have never switched up on Fillmore like that, how he did with the fake blood shit, if he was from Fillmore. Because we don't do that. There's no way you could do that. And if you really was down to the core from there, you wouldn't have did that. So, he was from Pittsburgh / Fillmore when he wanted to, when it was fashionable. So at that time, he was pushing his Fillmore line. He had the Yerm. His Yerm was long. They gave a party and said Brandy was coming. You remember that party, D.O.? The niggas said Brandy was going to be there. They put special invited guests. This is the first time I seen a motherfucker work that flex. Trev G most likely thought of that shit. Trev was innovative. Explosive Mode album really was Trev G's album.
Putting y'all together?
No, it was his album. Herm had paid for Trev G to have them beats, because Trev G is a hell of an MC.
So this, for those who don't know, this is Herm. This is not Herm Lewis.
It's more Zed Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Herm from
Herm, man.
Presidential Records.
Yeah, he put us together, put us in Corvettes and Lamborghinis, and you know what I'm saying, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you know, in and out of town, busting plays, where we could rap about it. We only did this shit so we could rap about it. You know, I'm picking up 100,000 from the airport, left us with 100,000 for hella days, forgot he left it with us. He had that kind of money. Good dude, though. Good dude. Can't wait for him to come home. He put it together, so it was Trev G's music. He had Tone Capone, Mike Mosley, DJ Duro, Herman spent money on all these beats. So I had heard about it when I made the move and got with Dude. I heard about the beats and shit. And Trev wanted to sell weed out in Louisiana. He was getting his money with LaRon, with light-skinned LaRon, not Ronsky, but the other LaRon that was from Louisiana that passed away. But he used to be in Fillmore. So Trev decided to go do that, and me and Marv took advantage of them beats and shit. Yep, so that's when I first met him, at the picnic in Fairfield, to answer your question.
Okay, and then from there, pretty much y'all jump into...
No, they had their movement going. I like, you know, they had their movement going.
Oh, so he was putting out, what's the Messy Situations?
Yeah, with Herc and Shaka from Page Street. Page Street was behind Mess the whole time, the Capitol. That's where the Capitol came from. And, you know, he was from KO, so he had the Rex and Rob G's, and he had the O's behind him, and Trev G and Big Mo, and they had a movement. They used to be doing a mingle, and nobody from up there where I was from rapped with me. They just sold dope and did shit. All them niggas was rapping, so it was Waylo, Trev G. You know, they all was my peers and working together, so they had a movement, kind of like what you would call a movement. So when I got to working with Dude, he just wanted to sign me. Herm and them, they didn't know about him. They knew about me only because of my rap. Mm-hmm. So they never heard about him because he just popped up. You feel what I'm saying? But I had heard his music and liked what he was doing. So I told Herm, I was like, man, we should get the dude Messy Marv from KO. He said, who? I said, Messy Marv. He said, who is that? And then Chopper told him who he was and said, yeah, Mess hard. And then it was history. Then he moved into my mother's house. You know what I mean? Because he didn't have nowhere to stay. Marv had a real tough family life. You know what I mean? That's why he go through the shit he do, though. I love him, though.
Yeah, y'all got close.
Yeah, we did. We lived with each other. He lived in Mom's house. But I was out the way, too, at the same time. Living in Pacifica with Lil Quinn's mom, you know, I'm tucked. So he's staying at my mother's house. I had a triplex. He stayed downstairs by himself. He didn't ever have to move. He left. Yeah.
Were you like, so since it came together like that, were you kind of surprised at the success that album had?
Nah, I was happy.
Yeah.
If you get that, like, I wasn't surprised. I've been, you know, I'm still waiting to sell 2-3 million records. I believe I was born for that. You know, Grammy Awards, Oscars, you name it. I done thought about it, right? But the response that we got from the album, I was happy that we got the response we got because we were accepted in the East Bay. Kind of like it's been hard for Frisco to get accepted in the East Bay. And around the same time I did the Notorious Pimps, Players, and Hustlers, they paid for that video, niggas from Brookfield. It was a compilation with all Oakland niggas. Me and Coogan, that was only Frisco niggas, and my record ended up being the best one. So my boy Von Wilson from Oakland, you know, paid for the video, and we had the Versace shirts on and shit. And so that was kind of like the start of us getting some love in Oakland. Then we dropped that shit, the Explosive Mode, and being that we had the beats from Tone Capone and you know, the East Bay type sound, it was accepted.
Yeah.
Yep, and Marv was from Oakland. He grew up in Oakland too, so Marv, you know, him kind of like a baby Tupac. Kind of like...
just bounced around a lot.
Yeah, bounced around a lot. And a lot of, you know, only one allegiance count because everything he said was believable because of the Fillmore niggas that came before us. Like Chucky Barnes and Tremaine Brown and Jay Stone and you know what I'm saying? And Gary Gnu, you know what I'm saying? And Rob G and Silas and Jerry Robinson home record. Everything he said was believable because of what them dudes put down.
He was soaking up game from all that.
He ain't threw a rock through a broken window. You know what I mean? And then, you know, to all the Marvs, y'all ain't got to get mad at me for telling the truth. I haven't either. You dig what I'm saying? But so rappers just rap. A lot of us are mused. Sometimes, I guess nowadays, these kids really be killing each other and shit like that, but that's stupid. Growing up, a rapper just was a reporter of all the shit that was going on, so.
Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay. Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay.